Well, what do I do when they ignore me because there's, these family core people seem to be working together against me and trying to make me out to be this crazy person, and I have all this evidence, but nobody wants to look at it. It's like they're covering for each other.
Well, I would suggest you get a hold of your attorney.
What do I do when my attorney and the district state's attorney won't even answer my letter back? Letters.
Did you request a different public defender?
That's what I was working on. I mean, I've even asked I wrote a letter September 8th, I believe it was, to the supervisor over at Family Court requesting that they remove Peggy off of the case as the caseworker. No, that's not what they did. They left her on, and then this woman got a no stalking order against me, saying that she was scared that the QAnon cult was going to come steal my children because they're known of that, and saying that I'm part of the cult. And where does she get this? I don't know how she gets this, because I've never been in a cult in my whole life. I was in the military, and I've pledged allegiance to the flag. Other than that, I don't know where she's getting this stuff. Just because she wants to make it up does not make it so. Where's her proof on this? Mm-hmm. It's scary that this is happening. Like, how many other children is this happening to? This should, and the more I look into this stuff, there's horror stories all over the place about the same exact stuff. I don't know if you've heard about the Family Core case that was going on in Pekin with Judge Mack. Phil Luciano wrote an article about it. That is exactly what is happening to me now. All the way up the chain of command, just like Judge Mack said was happening to that other family.
Mm-hmm. Were you making threatening statements, though, to the caseworker?
No, I was not. When I post stuff on social media, I am simply saying these people are child trafficking my children, which they are because they're taking donations from Vicky, and that, I'm sorry, I was just getting a call. And that I was going to be exposing them. That is not a threat of harm. That is not a threat of harm. It seems like I'm being stalked. My every word on social media is somehow twisted to make it about Peggy.
And the stalking got dropped.
And this no stalking order was dismissed by a judge. So that can't even be used against me anymore.
Okay.
And I'm still not able to see my children.
Mm-hmm. When's your next court date?
January 28th, and they're saying I can't even call my children until January 28th because it's a form of visitation. But taking money for children isn't a form of child trafficking. I think it is.
So, I mean, I don't know what to do about your attorney. There's the head of the public defender.
I've written a letter to Nathan already. I've called. I've gone in there, and nobody wants to help me. Nobody even wants to. No, I get shooed away, or I get told to go talk to somebody else, and then they tell me to go talk to somebody else. There's a registered sex offender involved in this. And my 11-year-old daughter is being isolated, completely isolated.
Well, the only recourse that I have for you is that you contact the advocacy office again, or you contact your attorney. But I don't know if you still have the same attorney if you requested a move.
They won't even answer me on that.
Okay. And then you do have a court date coming up in a month, though.
So am I supposed to sit here and not talk to my children for a month?
Well, if they're saying that you can't, or is there a court order?
There's no court order saying I cannot communicate with my children. My visits were suspended because of this no stalking order that has been dismissed, and they won't let me see my children because of a fraudulent no stalking order that was dismissed. I think that's fraud. I think that's abuse. My children, like my son is failing school. My daughter was before she was taken, was going to be graduating in December. Now her whole goal in life has changed completely because she can't even get to her culinary arts anymore. So she's forced to, I mean, my children are not the same kids anymore. My son is out, you know, doing whatever he wants to do. My daughter's out doing whatever. She's living with a 19-year-old boy that the foster mother and the foster daughter of the foster mother were all fighting over. A 19-year-old boy. This is why the foster mother wanted her to leave finally. After putting her in an apartment and family court knowing about it and having my daughter pay for it. How is that appropriate? A co-ed apartment. She had my daughter, my son, 16 years old, my daughter's boyfriend, and her daughter, who was 15, all in the same apartment. My daughter was sleeping with her boyfriend. My son was sleeping with the foster mother's daughter. How is that appropriate? And they still left them there, knowing what was going on. My 10-year-old was sexually abused in there. Or not abused, but she was sexually touched by the foster mother's son because the foster mother was at her boyfriend's house constantly and the teenagers were up in that apartment. So as I'm sitting there begging these people and the foster mother, please don't leave Michaela alone with your boys. The foster mother blocks me and leaves my child alone the second night she had him. And I'm told to hush about it. I'm told not. Something needs to be done. You're the supervisor of the woman who took my children.
Right. But
something needs to be done. I don't even have the original report of how Heidi Creasy came up with this idea. Heidi Creasy came into my house and she told me she watched a YouTube video of me being arrested and talking about the abuse that Dcfs had done to me as a child and had a feeling that she needed to come take my children. I have a mental evaluation report of me being in New York that I was released. I was cleared for discharge. I had a brief psychiatric breakdown or something, okay, like a panic attack. And they did a psychiatric evaluation on me. Heidi Creasy would not take that. She said I had to do a mental evaluation in 3 days. In 3 days in the middle of coronavirus. But Peggy couldn't even get a mental evaluation scheduled for months and months.
So at this point, you can request, you have to call Springfield to request a copy of your investigation, but your attorney can provide you a redacted copy. Because
she won't even give me my file of what she's done for me. She won't even give me the times we've talked on the phone.
But you will, because you've been at court, and there is the court petition that was filed, if you remember that.
I never even signed the 5-day plan.
No. A petition
I'm just letting you know.
That was filed in court that wouldn't be that's not a 5-day plan. The petition that was filed in court, you would have all of the information.
Well, that doesn't tell me how she got her stuff. I mean, she doesn't say anything about watching the YouTube video. She doesn't say anything about coming to my house and talking to me that first day she came to my house. Where's the whole investigation? Because just taking little clips of things that, you know, saying when I said I was Babylon, that's a biblical thing. So that's my first right amendment, to be able to be religious. I mean, people believe in spaghetti monsters and can go wear a spaghetti strainer on their head for their ID. That seems, you know, strange, but I mean, that's a legal religion. They fought for that. And me saying I'm the coronavirus. I mean, what people say, all types of strange things. I don't know if they've seen some of the stuff about, I mean, how about the alien stuff that's on the TV? You know, I mean, some of that stuff is kind of strange. I don't see people having to go to the mental hospital for that. I mean, literally Hillary Clinton says in a speech, or Bill Clinton says in a speech, that his wife Hillary Clinton talks to Eleanor Roosevelt. So, I mean, what did I do? Besides talk about my abuse from Dcfs. Was I talking too much? Did DCFS really do something horribly bad to me when I was a child? And they just wanted me to stop talking? I don't know, but I want the whole investigation, because this is not an investigation. This is all hearsay.
Well, again, the investigation is completed. You can request a copy of your investigation through Springfield.
Do you have that number?
Sure. It's 1-800
1-800
252
252
2873.
2873. And what was your name again?
It's Megan
Do you have a last?
Sturdivant.
What is it?
Sturdivant, I'll spell it. It's STURTE.
TE
V as in Victor, ANT.
ANT. Okay. I
At
mean,
this point, your case is in juvenile court, so it has to make it through the court process.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I mean, I kind of figured that one already. I'm just looking for the original report of the
Yeah,
whole
you can
investigation.
you can request a redacted copy of it through
So-
that number. It's the hotline number.
You're telling
So-
me a paragraph? A paragraph is the whole investigation that's on the petition.
No, that's going to be the counts against you on the petition. So whatever, and I don't know what it says, so I haven't seen it. So whatever it says is, it's going to say that your child has been abused or neglected per the Juvenile Court Act, blah, 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 and it's based on the following, and it's going to say count A, whatever it says.
Oh,
So, okay, but if you